Howdy, howdy.
Hello. Oh my
How's everybody doing
goodness.
tonight? There's a lot of people here.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to do a half John background and a half Addie background.
Wow, your lighting is so much better than mine. I feel like I'm in a cavern compared like next to you.
Oh, I feel like if I turn this off, that's just from my monitor. If I turn it
I,
off, see woo
I might have to resurrect my ring
there.
light.
I'll go with that. There. So I'm
I'm gonna
just
have to
pale.
bring out. I'm gonna. No, no, you look good. No, no, dude, no. Please put the lighting back. You look great.
Oh, that was
You
just
don't want. You don't
monitor.
want to look sickly like me.
I
Oh
always
no,
do.
that's too much. Yeah, no. I feel like I'm on a
Oh,
disco with that in my face. So hi everybody. So we are going to talk about Scott Peterson and that whole song and dance this evening and in future evenings.
kind of seeing where this is going to take us. Some
Yeah,
stuff came out, and we're going to discuss it.
and although true crime really was never like my bread and butter, this Scott Peterson case has always like fascinated me, probably like the most. And me and Cody were watching a documentary because I've seen some of the comments already, so I'm getting prepared for the rain that's about to hit me. Me and Cody, I thought he was guilty, much like everybody else back, when it happened. And then a few years back, we were watching that Hulu documentary, which we're going to assign to everybody as homework in pieces, so we could watch each one and then talk about it. That's like the point. Um, we watched that, and I was like, I don't know anymore. Like, I was like, if I were a juror after watching all that and knowing, obviously you're not going to see that in court, but I don't think I'd be able to convict him of anything. I'm not
Me
saying he
neither.
didn't do it. I'm just
I'm
saying
I'm a 50-50.
I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe he didn't do
Maybe,
it,
but
and we'll
maybe
talk
not.
about it.
I'm not
What do you
sure.
think, Addie?
I am absolutely on the same thing. That was one of the first things that I ever watched trial wise. That because this was even before the Jodi Arias trial. But I really got into it, and I did really. I listened to the media because it was all media based first when I first saw it, and then I got to be able to see a little bit of the news clips, and everything was news related, and that's how I saw the trial. So you're seeing everything through a media eye. Now, as somebody who's been following trials, working in what I'm in the stuff I've been doing over the past 7 years, my focus on trials has become completely different. And you've learned how to staple your butt to a fence. and that's but at first, no, I was all for, I was prosecution, and then this documentary thing came out, and I think we need to discuss that down the road as we go on with this coverage that we're doing with this, because this new evidence could actually be something that could kind of give light to what was originally put in this, like the evidence and stuff, which there was no blood evidence, yada yada.
There's
So
like no
I
physical evidence, right? I'm
Yes,
pretty sure.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, circumstantial and stuff that they were just they kind of passed over. We'll get into all that. But if we really get into that documentary, which we're kind of thinking maybe we could kind of do that a little bit, kind of do what we've been doing for the reality TV stuff with the
Yeah.
documentary. So I think it would be a
I,
good idea.
I say amen. Let's say hi to everybody. I don't know how you want to do it. Do you want to go? Because I see people that I know are yours that I've never been in my chat before.
You
So
want to
do
take
you want
half
to
and
say hi?
half?
Do you want? I don't know how you want to do it.
We I, we can do it together, and I'll go back. I'm at the top, at the very top, because this
All
it's
right. So
it's
then I'll
good. We
say
got
Patricia with a C, Ashley Nicole.
scrolling.
Okay, this is already painful. I'm just gonna go through it and say hi to everybody for us. Okay, so Patricia with a C, Ashley Nicole, hi, Candy Bray, Jules, hello. Oh shit, I'm hitting too many buttons. Brian M, Linda S, Bougie Brooklyn, Susie Q, Dawn, etc. Lisa loves her pup, Sheila, Glennis, Remy, Beanie, Brian, Roxy. This is new. All these new names. Hi everybody. Selfie Queen Cindy, Sly, Michelle, Velvet, Flower Child, Mary B. That's you, Addie. Little Shoe, Brooks Nose, Brian. Brian again. I get Stephen, Mia Clark, Wicked. Oh shoot, Wicked. By the way, we're not doing Jersey tonight as scheduled.
Oh, we didn't announce that.
Surprise, Wicked, we're not doing that tonight. It's been a day, Wicked. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to tell you. Yeah, so we were supposed to do Jersey tonight, but Brooklyn Girl isn't feeling good. And it seems that you were busy anyways, Wicked. So we'll do it like in a day or so. As soon as she has no voice, so as soon as she's feeling better, we'll do Jersey.
So watch out.
Uh, sorry, Julie. Hey, Julie, Bliss, Chris. Geneva, a cloudy outcome. Let's see, where am I? Ellie. I'm sorry, Wicked just threw me off. It's all your fault, Wicked. Did I forgot to tell you? Coffee, what's up? Videos. Cousin Joe. Kate. Rabbit. I'm kind of going really fast. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. I'll get you. Pretty Bird. I'm gonna have to say and the rest in a hot second. Terry, Pat, Trish, Fire and Ice. I think I saw Gin and Bear, Keela Bila. I'm trying to go super as fast as I can. Kimmy, if you're here, hi. Well, I don't know if you're here. Oh my God, there's too much. JJ and everybody else, hi. There's too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
yeah,
do mine.
no,
I only have a couple, so I'll do mine really quick.
This is just not stopping. Hi, Janet. Hi. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Addie.
I gotta say hi to Candy Bray. She's always in my chat first thing every day for the past 8 weeks of the Daybell trial. She was the first one in the chat, said hi every day. So hi to Candy Bray. Beanie is here. Brian's here. These are all people that if y'all over there in John's world haven't realized it yet, we're collaborating and streaming this on both of our channels. My channel is pinned at the top of his, and his is pinned at the top of mine. So please give us both a subscribe, a like, and all the things on both of our channels. That would rock. So I got Beanie. I see all our mutual admins are all here. And I see Little Shoe. I see Ellie, Mod, or Julie's here. That's Mod 148. My friend Julie. Sly is here. And Stevie's here. Stevie's been with me for 8 weeks, by the way. That's Stevie from your community. We share her. Oh, Dwayne, you found us over here. Hello. Things are changing for me, guys. I'll explain it. I'll put a thing out. I'll talk about it in a minute. As far as my channel is concerned and how I was running it, I'm changing things because I've had a little bit of a struggle after the Daybell trial. Trying to do trials for 9 hours, 10 hours a day is a lot. So I think Rebecca Komiska is here. And Mal, my moderator's Mal, MTT. They're all so. Oh, there's Valerie Nelson. Good to see you. And I think I've gotten to the bottom. So there we are.
Okay, and we will work on this roll call system next time. By the way, Brooks Knows, thank you for the 5 memberships. Wicked, thank you for the super chat. And again, I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you. As soon as I saw your name, I'm like, shit.
Oh crap! No, we got amped up, and it just.
And Jules, thank you. So all right. So how do we start this? Where do we go? What do we do?
So I was. Sorry.
With the article. Okay, this is more your forte than mine. Go.
Yeah, I think there were 2 things that I shared with you. One was from 4 months ago. One is from 2 months ago. I think we should start from the 4 months ago, go through that, and then go through the second one.
Wait, so the articles from which the videos or the articles?
Oh wait, well, okay, well, I don't. Do you have the video, all that stuff like ready to go up there on your?
Well, I have the article that In Touch wrote today. I have that queued, and then I have also the movie, and it's called The Murder of Laci Peterson. It was in 2017. It's a picture of their wedding picture on the front of it, with some like cool like font. I like that font. I don't know what font that is. I'll just show it here. So this is what you guys need to start on for the next live. So this is it. And you could watch it on Hulu. It's on A&E, so if you have like any type of like cable, you know, everyone has A&E. Uh, so it's like it's 6 parts, I think. It's 6 episodes. Let me see.
And they're what, like an hour?
I
So
think they're an hour each.
yes,
I'd play
that's
the intro, but I don't want to get zapped.
yeah. So that's how we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing it like we do with the regular TV shows that we normally cover for reality TV. We'll have you guys watch that, then we'll all discuss and maybe bring some stuff like clips and whatever, and that we can do that won't, you know, get I'm not used to doing it this way over there, but we're going to do what we can and work our way through it. But this right here is excellent. I watched the first one today. So, because I thought that's what.
And it's gonna make you think because it's really really good. Thank you. I think that's on your end, Addie.
Yes. Thank you,
But
Dwayne.
thank you,
Thank
Dwayne.
you.
Um, so should I start with the article?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the ones that I sent you and get those queued up while you're doing that. So give me 1
Okay.
second. Yeah.
All right. When I read articles, I go off camera because I feel stupid because I'm like this. So yeah.
Yes.
All
Me
right.
too.
All right. So that article is right here. All right. So. It's from In Touch. Could Scott Peterson be exonerated? DNA bombshell may lead to fair shake and a new trial. 20 years after his wife Laci and unborn son Connor were murdered, Scott Peterson, 51, believes he's one step closer to being exonerated. On May 29th, after the Los Angeles Innocence Project took his case, a judge ruled to permit DNA testing on duct tape discovered on Laci's remains, which washed up in the San Francisco Bay 3 months after the 27-year-old went missing from her Modesto, California home while 8 months pregnant. Peterson was convicted of murder in 2004 without physical evidence. In 2021, his death sentence was changed to life without parole. I welcome this, his former defense attorney Mark Garagos said of the Innocence Project's effort to help Peterson. I think it's about time that he got a fair shake and a new trial. The LA Innocence Project filed paperwork on January 17th claiming that they found new evidence that now supports Mr. Peterson's long-standing claim of innocence and raises many questions into who abducted and killed Laci and Connor Peterson. After Laci disappeared, Peterson became the prime suspect when it was revealed he was having an affair with Amber Frey. Laci's body was found in San Francisco Bay 4 months after she went missing, and the unborn baby's remains were discovered 1 mile away. Peterson was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder after a 2004 trial. He was later sentenced to death row in 2005 before the decision was reversed 16 years later. This is pretty choppy for like, right? Is it just me?
I think so.
It's
Like they need like a little some like some like semicolons, a comma. It just everything is like it doesn't flow. Sorry. The organization argued that Peterson deserved a retrial because updated witness statements allegedly point to multiple areas of interest, including the burglary that took place at the Modesto home across the street from the Peterson's residence around the time Laci disappeared. Peterson's attorneys argued that Laci was killed after she witnessed the man breaking into the neighbor's house. That's where I tend to go.
and all of that
Just like
right. All of that was actually not really discussed in the trial. It was kind of glossed over. They didn't look at it as something that really. I think that's because of the media. The media really kind of downplayed it, and because of that, it was never really looked at. And I think it should have been.
no shit, Steven, right? Like that was like I'm pretty good reading out loud, and like that is choppy as hell. I'm sorry to whoever wrote that. They need to use some flourish in there. That's um my main complaint about everything now. I just can't stand bad grammar. Um, yeah, like I tend to think it was the burglary. And after watching this, I'm not trying to steer anybody or sway anybody, but I think that a lot of people might agree with this. And, because, was Scott Peterson a complete douchebag, scumbag, lowlife that, like, was cheating on his very pregnant wife? Like, absolutely. Like, I'm not
Yes.
trying to say that this guy is a stand-up guy in any regard, but does that make him a murderer?
Right.
And
And that's one
again,
thing, yeah. That's one thing
but
I
again,
looked
there's
at
no physical
also.
evidence. Sorry, go ahead,
That
Emmy.
too. Yes. Absolutely. That's sorry, there's like a delay and I hear a thing and it makes me talk sooner. Sorry.
Go
But
ahead.
that's one thing that I have struggled with is that the media really went at him and said, "Well, he should be more emotional. He should be this way." Not every person, not every man who steps out on his wife, which he's a douchebag for doing, means that they are a murderer. You know what I mean? They're not unalivers. They're not that. It's not that's not a thing. So, but
Oh,
the
can we
media,
not use the M word?
I don't know. It's back and forth. I don't. I've had on my
Because I just
channel. I
said it
haven't
about
really.
100 times in this article. That's great.
I don't think it's going to be that big. My channel doesn't really. I mean, so far it's been okay. So
Can we use it like in Pig Latin, like Erder May? Is that like acceptable?
we can semi-fours. We'll just
Can I say Erder May? Or yeah, I might
pig
use that. We'll
Latin,
just use Pig Latin for that. Okay, so let me continue.
unaliving, whatever.
Let me
I
continue reading.
I say it all the time.
Okay, let me go back to this. Okay, where am I? Where was the part about the burglary? Okay, blah 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 blah. Including burglary to place at Modesto at the time. Laci. Okay, Peterson's attorneys argued that Laci was killed after she witnessed the men breaking into her neighbor's house. The LA Innocence Project also explained their plans to conduct new DNA testing on the bloodstained mattress, which was discovered in a burned out orange van near the family's home. Orange. Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred. She's someone, right?
She's yep.
Uh, she is a name. Who represents Gray, 49, is also open to a retrial, adding that her client is willing to testify against her ex for a second time. I feel that there was quite a bit of due process and fairness in the trial that was conducted on Scott Peterson, so I was rather surprised when the LA Innocence Project is taking over the defense at this point, Allred said during a panel at CrimeCon. The blood on the mattress in the van should be tested. Should have there been more information about the burglary next door on the same day that apparently or allegedly Laci disappeared? I think these are fair questions. So, and that's from Gloria Allred. However, there you go. However, I was waiting. Allred added that Peterson shouldn't be entitled to a new trial simply because there is a question surrounding the original trial's findings. But shouldn't he? Like, if they just glossed over this burglary, right? And I don't know.
I think it's important that if they knew about the evidence prior, but things weren't done, and now the Innocence Project is in this, that it should be something that should be at least looked at. Should it lead to exoneration? It should lead if it proves to be that, then that's something to look up. But how do you connect? Who do you connect the van to? That's what they're going to have to go over all the evidence in this van. There was the mattress that was covered in blood. They're going to have to test all that. I believe there's also tape that was found on her that they want to test for DNA as well. But remember, she was in the water for a long time, and the
Wasn't it
baby.
like 4 months? Oh wait,
Yes,
let me thank you these super chats. Thank you, Little Shoe. Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Patricia with a C. Thank you guys. That means a lot because we are doing something new, and I'm trying. I'm like defending Scott Peterson, but some would say that I've defended worse over the years. I don't know. So
there's nothing,
I
and there's
came I came
there's
into this
nothing.
like.
Both of us are so excited about this blinking thing.
But yeah, but I also don't mind. Thank you, Cloudy Outcome. I also don't mind like the fight with it. Like I've been in the minority pretty much with every cast member I've ever supported. I don't take the easy ones. I like a challenge. I'm eternally trying to hurt myself. I like being miserable. I don't know what's wrong with me. But You know, and again, me and Cody watched this documentary, and it was when we got. Remember, like 4 years ago, when we were still in the hotel, and we got sunburnt really, really bad, and
Yeah,
we were like as red
lobsters.
as right. So we were home, and that was the day we watched it because we couldn't move. We were just laying in the bed. So if I'm wrong, then I blame that on the sunburn, and I have every right to change my mind after rewatching these again now. So I had to put that disclaimer out there. It's because it's never my fault. I never do anything wrong. Thank you, Bliss Chris.
Hi to names that I'm like, oh, I don't know if you're in my chat or his chat or
Yeah, we don't know like who they're from because they just pop up on the screen. But
so
thank
hi.
you
Hi Rita or
either way.
Carrie, I'm sorry.
So
Ah,
yeah. So what did you have the And again, this is going to be more detailed because no one's watched the first episode yet. So the next time we go live, then we'll have a lot more to say. This is just like the intro to like what we're planning on doing, and I'm excited for it. So, do you want to cue up the video?
yes, yes. And Dwayne, thank you for that. John is a longtime friend of mine. I talk about you all the time in the chat. They now know who you are. I do talk about they'll tell you a lot.
I just did Ceresa's.
So let me get this. Hold on. Oh, what's that? Oh.
And
So
there was something else about the burglary, but like there was something about like I remember like a laundromat, and a woman at the laundromat saw something. Sorry, but that was like we'll get there. Sorry, go ahead, Addie.
okay, let me make sure I got which one. This is the I have to look first and look at names. Okay, it's this one. All right, let me get it set. Okay, so we're going to be watching some stuff from Court TV. Thank you, Court TV, for doing this and putting this out there. And let me get back in here.
Snark. Amy.
Present. One second. Oh, I got a lot of stuff open. Huh?
Yeah, I do too. I've been playing the Final Fantasy on the PS5, and like I have 8 million tabs open because like I'm a nerd, and I have like 10 different like walkthrough sites. So I'm.
All right. Oh, and I forget to shut stuff down, so it's even worse. So this is, as you can tell, it's 4 months ago. This came out. So back in January, was it January? Whenever it was, whatever 4 months ago was, this was the first news that we were just discussing about the Innocence Project and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to share this a little bit. It's 10 minutes. We'll stop it and whatever if we have to or whatever, but we'll just go through and listen. So here we
This
go.
is like the trial run, so we'll figure it out. So
Yeah.
if we both get struck and we're not live for a hot minute, you know why.
Oh, did it do it? Oh,
Nope. Oh wait, do I have to pull it up? I think I had to pull it up.
Several items
oh,
saying in part, quote, evidence has been discovered that points to Mr. Peterson's innocence.
Innocence? What are they talking about? He, of course, was convicted back in 2004 for the death of his wife, Laci, their unborn son, Connor, in Modesto, California. The main evidence that led to his conviction included a couple of things, mainly the fact that the bodies of both Laci and Connor turned up in San Francisco Bay. And that, of course, is where Scott Peterson was there fishing in his new boat the day of Laci's disappearance.
And plus, the thing that really stands out about this case were the bizarre interactions Peterson had with investigators and his mistress, Amber Fry. She helped the investigation by secretly recording Peterson while his pregnant wife was missing. Those recordings
Can you
were
pause it,
played in court,
Addie?
and Ted, you were there, front and center inside of that courtroom during this
Can you
trial.
pause it for a hot
And
sec?
those recordings were a game changer. They shifted.
Sorry, I wanted to pose a question to everybody because I was thinking about this earlier. Okay, say like now again, Scott, bad man, cheating, you know, plotting, planning.
dirtbag.
But let's say he is innocent, right? And then all of a sudden, his wife does get murder made, and you know you're having this affair, and like now, like you're freaking the fuck out. Sorry, but you know that this is probably going to get pinned on you. Wouldn't you get desperate and start like being like a little like crazy? And again, I'm playing devil's advocate here, and like if you're holding produce, like don't throw it at the screen at me, like you know. But let's say like he really didn't do it, and then all of a sudden that happens to his wife, and like he could care less because he's probably happy because he's having the affair, right? I don't know if he was happy, but whatever. My point is that you would probably do like anything and act weird because you're like, what? I'm going down for this. That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. And if I were to answer the question, my thought is on all these cases is that when it's a spousal issue, one of the spouses ends up unalived, they always go to those who are the closest to that person first. So the spouse automatically knows they're going to be under fire first. So he went in there going, with brakes on anyway, regardless of whether or not he was, he did it or whatever. But also, I've noticed over the years and watching him, even in the old stuff with Amber Fry and all the stuff, that he's very much like his father and his dad. I've kind of looked at his dad, his personality, and they're very closed off people. They're not huggers. They don't, they're very quiet. He was seen smiling at some of the stuff, but I didn't take it after what I'm just saying. Watch this documentary. When you watch the documentary, all of the stuff that media put in front of everybody is going to have a different spin. Does it mean that I will be convinced at the end of this that he's not still? No, but I think that more evidence so far, in my opinion, should be looked at. And I am on board with the Innocence Project in this. Only because
Candy,
we're sorry.
No, go ahead.
Only because we're talking about a case that's been 21 years now. So he's been sitting there, media judges people on their actions. How were they in the moment? Did he cry enough? Did he do all that? Just you'll see. And now
okay, now I got. And Candy, like real quick, I don't know, like that in the court of public opinion, like everyone hates him. He's gonna hate him. Like his very 8-month pregnant, almost full term wife, and you're having this affair, and like even if he was truly innocent, he would be freaking out. I don't know. Like he's not a good guy. But all right, play it again. Play it again, Sam. Go ahead, Addie. Hit it.
The entire trial, he was, it looked very good for him until that point, even with the fact that the bodies were found in the bay, because it was announced, his alibi was announced within 24 hours of Laci going missing. So the theory from the defense has always been someone else did this. There was a robbery across the street. Those robbers took her, dumped her in the bay once they found out where Scott was. But Amber in that courtroom killed it for him, because those recordings were of a lying, horrible man that had a beautiful pregnant wife at home. And a couple of the things he said at one point in one of those recordings, he said, "This is going to be my first Christmas without my wife. She's gone." This was 2 days or a week before she went missing. It was part of it. The question now is, so the LA Innocence Project, what do they have in their filings? And I've read through them. They reference this new evidence. Well, they're also asking the court to test some old evidence. A van that was found on Christmas Day, the day after Laci went missing at the Modesto airport. I remember at the time, that was a piece of like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Poo-pooed by prosecutors. They want to test some materials found that washed up with Laci's body in the San Francisco Bay, specifically of this bag, as they call it, a Target bag, not Target, the store that we're used to going to. It's a shipping company that has plastic, and some duct tape around it. So why are they targeting this? I talked to the attorney that's been representing Scott for many years, and yesterday, back and forth. He says they have been totally briefed, and they're looking at specific items that they're zeroing in on, and it's going to be fascinating.
This is willy-nilly.
That's
This
the
is
thing.
serious.
The Peterson family and Scott has been maintaining his innocence for years, and we've heard this time and time again, the robbery across the street. Well, one thing that did happen after, I don't know if you
Was really
remember
pretty.
on
What
Court
a
TV here
what a
when
what a shame.
they had the big jury inquisition. There was
Strawberry
that
shortcake?
Yeah, strawberry shortcake. They brought her into San Mateo County to question her
That
about
had a cheese
the
on.
process. Well, he lost that, right? The judge ended up ruling against him. But it was in the news every single day in the Bay Area. And someone contacted Scott Peterson's sister, Janie, after that, after this was in the news, and said, hey, I have this information, new information. Could it be related to that, I wonder?
Wow, that could be a game changer. It's a story that so many people know. It's iconic when it comes to murder trials. Let's bring in our guests to discuss
Okay, I'm gonna
this
pause
in
it.
California. Our guest
I'm going to pause it and discuss. So do you think that the evidence that was found, what they said was the van that was burned out, should that at the time been looked at more since it was around that time in that area?
I mean, like, I say yes because they had no physical evidence, and like the physical evidence they did have, they're like, nah, we're good. Like,
And they, like he said, they poo-pooed on it. Prosecution poo-pooed on it. Why did they do that? Because I believe that at the time when I was looking at it as a person who was very prosecution minded, when this was all going down during the trial and stuff, I was like, this is an open shut case. They have no evidence. A prosecution there's nothing there. They have nothing. It's all circumstantial. It's all he said, she said. There's a thing that happened across the street. A woman that they made her seem odd. The lady that
but
said, go
here's
ahead.
the thing: why not use the one piece of physical evidence they did have? Did that exonerate? And again, I am not pro Scott Peterson, and I know everyone's gonna hate me even more. Oh, look, now Yates is defending Peterson. Like, I'm just saying, wouldn't that be like what? Like, did they know that it was gonna go to Scott and exonerate him back then, but they wanted to pin it on somebody? And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist either. I'm just saying it's odd to me that the one piece of physical evidence that they had, the one piece, and the prosecution's like, nah. Doesn't that like raise any flags for anybody? Like,
It does now, because we really, in my opinion, did not hear that much about a van when all this was going. You know what I mean? It was so glossed over by the media. It was a thing, whatever, that I don't even remember it being mentioned as much as I'm hearing about it now. So I
don't
think
forget Larissa. I'm sorry, my list of people I've defended.
those
All my,
keep,
Ashley. Yeah, I put panache for it. Penchant.
but I would like to have seen this entered in and tested. Now, the new evidence that they're talking about, the other stuff that washed up after the fact and stuff, I would be a little bit less, because I mean, how long does DNA stay on something? You know what I mean? Is it still possible that they can still do, the testing on it and get enough evidence, enough to actually say, yes, it's connected to her, it's her evidence, it's somebody in the case or whatever? I don't know. But that initial evidence, it would have been at least something that they could have brought in. But I think it was more, I just feel like it was they wanted a open and closed case. Because if you remember, one of the things, and I laughed at it at the time, and now I'm thinking back on, I remember when Laci's mom said this, she said, "You're going down, Peterson," as he walked past, or when they were taking him out. I think it was after the verdict or whatever it was. Whenever they were taking him out, it was so long ago, it's hard to remember. But she left, went out, and as he was he left, and as he was passing by her, she said that, and I was like, yes, 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 because at the time I was very, prosecution minded. Then hopping on my fence now that I've learned to do, I kind of see it differently. I kind of would like to see that evidence brought in at the time. I think it would have helped the jury more. Like, what would it have meant if it tested? But now they have to go through and see if it's going to be a thing that could possibly exonerate him, because it wasn't tested then, but now it's going to be tested now. And so now the Innocence Project is going to be working on this case. And I'm all for that, because I think it's important that if by chance a man who has been sitting on, first he was on DR, we all know what DR stands, I'll just say it, death row. He was sitting on the DR for a long time, and now this is coming up. Now, also as an original trial watcher, I remember the phone calls and the things with Amber Fry, all of those things, and all of that looked horrible. So I'm still in that tug of war between what we know from that evidence when she stepped in there. So there's that tug of war. So I just think this is very interesting that this is happening and that the Innocence Project is looking into this.
Same. Agree.
Do I think he's a dirtbag? Yeah, he's a cheating bastard.
Yeah, I mean, and like, you know, if he really is innocent, then that 20 years, he's wherever long will be, I guess, his penance for that. I don't know. I'm not Christ. Something for me to decide.
But wait, isn't he gonna get rewarded though? Like being found like innocent?
Well, that's a
the
whole.
prison
That's not even go down that
pays him?
road
Like, come
yet.
on.
No,
That doesn't help him cheating.
Yeah.
He's still a dirtbag.
He still broke one of the 10 commandments.
No, of
you know,
course. I'm just saying though.
the adultery is pretty high up there on the list. So I don't know.
So, yeah.
He'll have
We
something
can
to
either-
bargain with St. Peter for. Like, you know, St. Peter, I did do the 20 years. Like, you know, cut me a break. I don't know.
So what's the chat think? What do y'all think? Let's kind of see what people are saying in there. Kind of want to see what anybody think I'm absolutely off my rocker on this. And
No, they all pretty much think I am. But it's okay. No. Which I'm fine with.
I think the Innocence Project, I absolutely think it's an awesome thing because there are issues in, you know, if you guys follow trials, you'll see some stuff going on in some cases right now that are off the charts. Young Thug is one. Oh my goodness, I'll have to tell John about that if he doesn't know. It's a whole thing. And then
I remember.
Karen Reed trial is a whole nother thing. So Innocence Project is very important in my opinion. But would you like to continue with this or what would you like to do?
I mean, we only have like 6 minutes left of this. I mean, it's up to the chat. You guys, you know, this is like the soft opening, so to say, of what we're planning on doing. So we're open to any
I think
comments,
we
criticism,
can
whatever.
I'll just play it and then they can comment and stuff and we can, you know, kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, if this gets too tedious, then we'll, you know, let us know.
Yeah, so it's only 6 minutes and then. All right, because I don't know who the person is that they're bringing in as the guest. I wasn't listening.
Guest who's been standing by this
Oh.
hour. Joseph Tully, it's good to see you. Tell me your reaction to the LA Innocence Project taking up this case.
It's very, very surprising. I would say borderline shocking, but being a defense attorney, it would take more to shock me. But it's extremely surprising. As you pointed out, the Innocence Project doesn't just take anything. There had to be something very real, very concrete to get them interested in this case.
Yes, this is my point.
What I was referring to with this new evidence, we know that someone contacted Laci Peterson, and the story is, hey, I was in this room where this guy was talking about being one of the robbers and saying that, yeah, Laci interrupted the robbery at the Medina house across the street, and we killed her because we had to shut her up. 3 people were interviewed by the defense team and an investigator. They signed affidavits, and Scott actually filed it because he's lost his representation. Now he's not on death row. He filed it in his own writing from his cell. But part of the equation was they couldn't find the actual person who these people were talking about, right? So you had these declarations, but where's the guy that was talking about it? Could it be, Joseph? Maybe the Innocence Project found the guy. He gave them a version of what's going on, and that's why they're targeting their requests in terms of DNA testing. If he said, yeah, we had that van, we wrapped her in that plastic, well, that might make sense.
Sure, yeah, we do know from their filings the Innocence Project is citing to the burn ban. They want DNA testing. They wanted witnesses who saw Laci walking her dog that morning, like
his internet.
And
Well,
there's
is
I think
that
the
me?
gangs related
No, it's
along
him.
those lines. So what I've seen exactly supports what you're saying.
Yeah,
Wow.
there were several witnesses that did
Andy,
not
we'll
make
figure
it
it
to the
out
witness
while
stand
during this
on
live.
at trial who reported seeing Laci walking the dog during that morning. And if any one of those people was correct, then Scott's innocent, just because of the timeline and the way things work.
51, Patricia.
The
Unbelievable
defense
development.
didn't bring them on, so that's interesting. The Innocence Project also wants to look at that. To me, they're asking for old evidence to analyze it, but they keep referencing new evidence in their motion. So
Do you think it could be a
something's
new
afoot.
angle on that evidence or a new look? But that could be the witness that you're mentioning.
It has to do with this robbery or at least a van, an abduction, and it sounds like they've got an identity and they want to connect it with some DNA.
And Joe Zitelli, I just want to ask you the follow-up on this, that even if there is this new evidence, I mean, we see appeals. So we see defense attorneys finding things that went wrong in the first trial, things that went wrong in the investigation. They file that in appeal. But when the Innocence Project takes something, they have to take into consideration
2017?
the optics. They have to take into
2017?
consideration what it would mean to help someone who
2020.
has a very bad reputation
21.
when it comes to those who remember this case, remember just seeing that smiling photo of Laci and thinking about Connor. Is that even more so the likelihood that there may be actually something to this possibility of his innocence?
Sure. Yes, I think that while there wasn't any direct evidence or barely any direct evidence linking Scott Peterson to the murder, there was very strong circumstantial evidence. I remember, to me at the time when the news was coming out, finding like cement powder in the boat, the same boat that he went fishing in around the time of the disappearance. That was strong circumstantial evidence to me. But I also think that, it's not enough for the Innocence Project to say, hey, there's new evidence. They have to say there's new evidence that's tied to an actual defense of innocence. So they can't say, hey, here's evidence that might have raised a reasonable doubt. They have to say, here's evidence that supports actual innocence of Scott Peterson, and have an uphill battle going forward in the appellate court system on that.
Like my uphill battle on this
key,
live.
right? At this point, he's exhausted a lot of his appeals already. He's off of death row, so he doesn't have Cliff Gardner working for him anymore, who's a fantastic appellate attorney in the Bay Area. He's in this position where the Innocence Project is fantastic. And Pat Harris, talked to me yesterday and said, this is great. We couldn't be happier to have them fighting this battle. Joseph, you mentioned the cement. He made anchors, and he admitted that he made these anchors. The state opined that he used them to weigh down Laci's body because that's the only reason that how he could do it. They were trying to figure out how he pulled it off. The cement residue, he had an anchor there, and he used them, and he made them, and he admitted that. If you deep dive this, and this, I've done it for years. Here's the problem with this case. It's always bugged me is that you see him, you hear him, you get the details of what he did with Amber and all these lies, and you
Andy,
think,
can you
oh
pause
my
it for a
God,
second?
you did it for sure. I said that many.
That's a good question. Why was he taken off DR?
Ooh. Let me. I have to look that because I know it was in
I'm like,
2020.
that's a good question. Did something new come in? Like that?
So what? Let me see. So this. So I'll put this up. Oh no.
You want me to take this down?
No, don't. I'll just read it.
Okay.
But I need to shut up the stupid ad. Shut up. I can't hear. So in it says the Los Angeles the Los Angeles Innocence Project has taken up the notorious case in 2020. Let me get to the whole thing. Scott Peterson was arrested. Let me get down to the meat of it. Attorneys with the LA Innocence Project claimed that Scott Peterson's state and federal constitutional rights were violated, including, quote, a claim of actual innocence that is supported by newly discovered evidence, according to the court filings. New evidence now supports Mr. Peterson's long-standing claim of innocence and raises many questions into who abducted and killed Laci and Connor. I did during the entire trial call him Connor. The filing
Cindy.
states his attorneys are seeking dozens of items they say they could not locate after reviewing the trial files from his prior counsel. Quote, after a thorough search, according to the filings. The items include evidence from the investigations in December 2002 burglary, of a home across the street from the Petersons in Modesto.
I mean, like, let's just talk about that for a hot second. There was a burglary across the street from the house the day, of her death. And again, not trying to be pro Scott, but like there's not a chance that maybe Laci went outside or heard something and went outside, and then the burglars saw her and they figured, well, she can't run.
So she was walking the dog that morning. Remember, she was out with the dog. She had the dog
Yeah.
on the leash. And on top of that, there was a reporter who was, okay, so what happened was the reason they stopped looking at the burglary was because somebody said, nah, this thing happened on the 26th, right? Well, the reporters were out there on the 26th because they'd been out there for 2 days already by then. They were out there, everyone was searching the area, and no burglary happened on the 26th. So that's why this reporter said it had to have been on the 24th, because the woman said she saw it on that morning. I mean, it's the morning of the 24th. It's Christmas. You're going to remember that. So they kind of threw that out because of the date thing. I think they need to go back and look at the date and bring that evidence back in. And I think that's what the Innocence Project is done. I'm not sure if this Innocence Project is linked to all Innocence Projects, but I know that there are Innocence Projects in most states. I know somebody who's on one. So
And MTT just said that, and she was seen with the robbers.
she was seen there was eyewitness stuff, but somebody stepped forward. I'll have to look back into this and we'll discuss it at a later time. So we get more in depth with it. But I do know that
I'm just throwing out my little caveats out there of like why I'm defending such an asshole. That's all. Like, because if I don't put that out there, then like I'll get even more of a wrath. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. So
no, both sides. Both of us need to, yes, because you're going to hear me waffle. You're going to hear me go back and forth during all this because I come from, like John said, both of us came from, you're guilty, you're going down, Peterson, that kind of thing.
I think that Amanda the California Supreme Court overturned his death sentence after finding that potential jurors were improperly dismissed. And I think somebody else in the chat said something about that one of the jurors had lied.
Okay, yeah, that may be more down in this info that I've got because I went.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, but so there, yeah, there was. I'm sure. Oops, sorry. I hear myself. Damn, my God, blessed. Sorry.
It's fine. Oh my God, what a mouth you have.
I can hear myself giggling, and it's driving me
like
crazy.
that on my channel, Addie. Like, you could talk trash over on your channel. We keep it like PG over here.
Oh, no, I heard my voice, and all of a sudden it just messed me up. So I'm like, oh crap, I sound horrible giggling. That's why people tell me.
Texted me.
Okay, so do what?
Oh, I'll send this to you, Addie. Hold on. I'll keep going. I'll just text this to you so you see it.
Okay. So let me see where I was. I scrolled and now I was kind of it's gonna take me a minute because I made the mistake of scrolling. He's in it seeking dozens. Okay, so then I went through that. Okay, so In December 2002 burglary, we got that. Laci Peterson's missing Croton watch, and a van fire in the airport district on December 25th, 2002. That seems kind of interesting that that van was burned out. If they can connect that to the burglary, because remember, people did see it. They would have had all of that. They would have talked to all those the neighbors that were out there and saw this thing, saw it out there or whatever. The woman drove by and saw it. They look at her now and think she's a cuckoo, but I think she saw what she saw. According to
And
the
Brian
file.
says the typical burglar does not commit murder. And I agree with you. Yeah. But I don't know. We don't know their story. Like, what if, like, he had, like, he couldn't go to jail, or they already had warrants, or, he couldn't get caught.
After
What
what
if he
I've been
was-
through, what I've got had happened in my past with losing a family friend, more like family, but friend, to a serial killer in 1984, who basically was somebody went into the house, and then so knowing where I've come from and stuff, I don't put it past any burglar. The cases that I've seen, it does happen. Not it, I'm sure it doesn't happen as often as we're sitting here. We're also, remember, we are not law enforcement. We're just watchers of trials, sitting here going, I think you did it. I don't think you did it. I think now I don't know what to think. That kind of thing. So
I only have 4 highly questioned low grade degrees, and none of them are in law. So I took a constitutional law class undergrad. If that certifies me, at all.
I graduated from the Armchair University, and I passed the bar on Fifth Avenue. So there you go. That's my motto, and I'm going to put it on a t-shirt, I think. So
I did work in a couple law offices, but yeah, I'm just.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see, where was a director of the Innocence Project said they found deficiencies while reviewing the discovery of Scott Peterson's case and sent a letter to Stanislaus County seeking informal production of numerous specific items. The letter includes identifying information of citizens, potential material witnesses, and possible suspects, as well as sensitive investigative leads relating to Mr. Peterson's claim. Information that was referenced throughout various police reports, tip sheets, and other investigative materials from both the prosecution and the defense, that they reviewed. Mitchell also said.
Wait, hold on. I have a question from the group, Addie. Was the DNA ever released from the van and mattress?
No.
Okay, there you go, Melmac. And Julie, you're there. You go. You want a job? You want to be up? You want to come up? You are as qualified as the rest of us.
Well, I have never run my channel, nor have I ever run my channel as if I was a lawyer. I just like to. I actually, when I'm doing stuff,
And you consider my career in law led me to here. So, I mean, if I loved it that much, I'd still be there.
I just like to look stuff up. I kind of wish I could just be in school all the time and just learn all the time about stuff, and not. If that could be a job, I would love that. Because I'm always, whenever I'm running the chats and whenever we're watching trials, I'm constantly putting in stuff that they're talking about, so everyone knows, oh, this is what ex parte means or whatever. Because I think it's interesting to know what the heck they're talking about. So anyhow, so there's just a bunch of stuff that was not that they were not made privy to, that they are now trying to be made privy to. So that's what all this is.
Just another story just says, just a heads up, I watched a crap ton of documentaries on this, and they did test the stains in the van, and they were not blood or anything like that. That's why the van got ignored afterwards.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, I see. We're not.
And again, we have to watch. I'm sure this will all be discussed in the documentary.
Yes. I did not.
It's hard to talk about, because we all know the outcome, right? And it was years ago. So we kind of have to pretend that we have to watch this and not know what we know now.
I should say, I don't know. keep saying no. But I was under the assumption that it wasn't, because it wasn't entered into the, you know what I mean? It wasn't, as far as I remember, it wasn't part of the case, and that maybe that's why it wasn't, because they did this. But what if the Innocence Project now is looking back at this evidence and they're reviewing it and going back later on and saying, yeah, we want to revisit this. I think that's what they're doing now. I think they're revisiting stuff that was neglected or poo-pooed on, as the guy said, by prosecution, which would be my legal term. The prosecution poo-pooed on it, and so it wasn't used. So there you go.
It's almost like watching 90 Day Fiance. Like, you have to suspend beliefs that you actually believe these couples are real and, like, the love is there. Like, it's kind of like that when you have to remember to watch this. Pretend
Well,
like, you know, it's frozen in time.
I'm glad that Just Another Story has watched a crap ton of this case.
Yeah.
That'll rock. Thank you.
Yeah, but we're gonna need you.
This is what
Because
trial watchers do.
My introduction to dance class didn't prepare me for any of this that I took in college. So I, you know, it was all Martha Fossey and no DNA and Peterson. Although this was happening, it's funny. I was graduating undergrad when this case was going on. This was like the big, because I did take a sociology of corrections class, because that makes me more qualified. And during that class, we were talking about this case. Yeah. All right, keep going, Addie. Sorry.
I was birthing a child. Oh, so yeah. Another thing that I do in the chats and stuff is with my group is, if we don't know something, we all go in and research it and talk about it in chat. And that's what I love about chats who are on top of stuff like this, because we don't know what this is a 20-something year trial, and it's like we're basically learning this new thing together. So please.
That's my sister, and she's read the entire court trial transcript. That we should make you like the president of this whole live.
Do you have that available? Can we have access to that? I would like access to that.
Yes, by the way, guys, it's the special that we're watching. It's called, the Erderme of Laci Peterson, and it's on A&E, and you can watch it. It's also on Hulu. But if anybody with just like a basic cable plan, they usually give you A&E. So pretty much it shouldn't be that hard to find. And I think it's on a website for free. MTT, you're in Canada, and you found it for free. If you want to drop that link in the chat, so our Canadian friends can watch it.
So,
or it's on their website. Whose website? Just drop the link.
Yeah, that's where I was watching it from. That it says there's 6. I thought there were 8 episodes, but it said 6, I think.
Thank you, MTT, and let's all give MTT a round of applause for doing my beautiful thumbnails and always stunning work. Go ahead, Addie. Sorry,
I'm jibber jabbery. Remember, I've been doing this by myself for 8 weeks. Before this, I was doing this by myself, and I'm like, I gotta talk all the time.
Fine. You are reading the articles, so you do have to talk.
Oh, that'll be good. We can look into that too. Which I can't. I went to click it, and I'm like, I can't put that up. Just Another Story says I can try and hunt down the documentary name that talked about the van. It'll just take me a couple of days to sift through and rewatch them. Yes, if you go, you can my social media, if you want to send it to me in that way, John doesn't have to worry about it, but you can send it to any of my social medias that are linked in. Oh, do I have it in there? I'll put it in there. I have to put it in, put my social medias in on my side, and I'll put John's in his, and that way, if anybody, if you got info you want to send it to, you can send it to me, so John doesn't have to be bombarded by it.
No, you don't have to take all. I could help. I wanted to. Someone, I forgot who asked when we plan on doing this. I didn't want to forget to answer that. Yes, Candy. Should we do it like? Again, guys, we didn't watch any of it yet. This is just the intro. I don't know how often you want to do it, and I don't know if it should be a set day or a set, like more than once a week, just once a week. I don't.
Well, it depends on what you want to do and what you're going to do with our other stuff, because we also do reality TV. the two things on that. And also, my group is used to me being on 9 hours a day, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm sorry. I
will do
will.
it a day during the day. I mean, I could do it during the day. Like I could try being a daytime.
I don't necessarily want to do it too early, no, because
Well, like
I
I'm,
don't.
I've been going live at night for like, so it's up to you.
We'll
Probably should
figure it
figure
out,
this
and then I'll
out.
post it on the. We'll post it on
But
our
definitely
walls.
like once or twice a week. We're not really covering much right now. Just Jersey, really. So like I think we could do it twice a week. I don't think it's too much.
And I'm trying to talk John into looking at other things too on top of this, like covering other stuff. Like there's been stuff going on in trials lately, and we don't have to cover the whole trial, but I want to was thinking about covering certain parts and talking about it. Like this Young Thug thing that happened where they put Young Thug's attorney in, he has to serve 20 days for contempt of court because of something.
Okay. Reagan just sent me the entire court doc, all of it, the entire file. So I'll text that to you, Addie.
Awesome.
So
Thank you, Reagan.
And thank you, Reagan. And then
Reagan, you scare me sometimes with all the stuff.
Maybe we could do like mid-afternoon, like a Judge Judy time, like like when like the People's Court comes on in the afternoon, like maybe like a 3 or 4 o'clock thing.
Okay, so okay. So I don't
know. We'll figure it out, and then once we'll iron it out, then we'll both post it, and then my life's just a little chaotic at the moment, and I don't.
Which is why we're kind of doing this at night.
Yeah.
So
and I don't want to like say like it'll be like every Tuesday and Thursday or whatever, and then like something comes up and I can't do it because it's just everything's a little crazy at my house right now with everything going on.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out, and then once everything settles down here, it'll be a lot easier. But definitely once a week or twice, and then we'll figure it out. And I think we've already spent too much time on it. Keep going, Addie. Let's continue. So that's I hope I answered that question, which I totally didn't, and I should have not even have bothered. I should have forgot that I read it, Candy, and I'm sorry that I made it worse.
So wait. So I see. What did I saw something? The Supreme Court.
I forgot what you're reading right now. Oh, the evidence that exonerated him from the death penalty. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2020. That I think is what I mentioned or whatever early on, but we pretty much exhausted this thing.
Tonight.
Well, no, I meant this thing that we're watching.
Yeah, because that's
we covered
it.
I'm gonna you can undo it.
Oh yeah. All right. What was the other thing? Is this? Do I have to pull this up?
What is it?
Oh no, it's the same thing I just pulled up. We're both like a little like nervous tonight, if you couldn't tell, because it's just it's different, and so I just kicked Addie out. You're fired. I'm done with you. Oh my God, my hand is like shaking. Like I'm like, Jesus. Like this is like my first time. I'm not even kidding you. I just kicked her ass out. I just kicked you as I'm saying it. I just kicked her ass out.
I deserve it.
We're just both nervous, man. I'm just telling you. I really feel like this is like the first time I've ever went live like before. Maybe
like, shut up, Addie.
Maybe we should just call it a night for now and quit while we're ahead before before anything else happens. Because I think for an intro, I think we've pretty much covered the bases. You know what the plan is. Not when we're gonna do it, but it will be. Like, well, all right, let's give the homework for, all right, so everyone has to watch, let me pull this back up. All right, get out your notebooks, here's your homework. Aw, haven't said that in a long time. Let's see, so this is what you're gonna watch. It's on A&E, and it's the murder, A, of Laci Peterson from 2017. There's 6 episodes, I think they're an hour each. And you could watch it on Hulu and pretty much any streaming service has A&E. So that's what you're gonna watch the first episode, and then we're gonna go live when and discuss it. Let's at least get the first day out. It's what is it? Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
For which-
Wednesday. What day is it?
Today is Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday. Okay. Why don't we do it like Friday night?
Okay. We
Oh
can do
no,
it early.
no, not Friday night. It's a fun Friday. Sorry, we could do it Saturday.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that works. Because tomorrow we're doing what? Maybe nothing.
There's a good chance of nothing. But
Okay.
oh, you know what? We were fiddling with the idea of catching up with Angela's parts for 90 Day. So maybe, and Wicked, if you want to do that, we were thinking of just covering Angela's, and here I am, supporting both of them. So figure that one out. Anywho, Saturday night, like at like what, like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then maybe tomorrow we'll maybe I could. It's early, right? 10. Yeah, I could probably start watching the Angela episodes tonight, and that'll be it.
Yes,
So
I want to talk.
YouTube
I
doesn't.
want to talk Angela. I've been yelling
Well,
at my
that's.
TV.
There's another way. One of my mods has it. There's another. We did okay.
I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in my chat real quick if I can find my chat. One second.
Like I said, this was the soft launch, and that's why restaurants have soft launches, to iron out the kinks before you open. So that's your homework. I'll put it in the community tab. Actually, can you text me that link too, Addie? Since you're just giving the link to everybody.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, what is that?
The one I put in the chat. Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I want
Oh wait.
one for.
Hold
I
on.
want
Let
the
me.
one for. Oh, you know
Oh.
what? Put it in your community tab, and I'll steal it from there. The link to A&E, so you can watch it for free.
I don't know what that was. I better erase it. I just gave out somebody.
Oh my god, and I'm playing this thing in the background. Oh lord. Oh.
Okay, I'll.
Go away! Stop sharing.
Oh, here it is. I got the. Hold on. Let me put the actual real link in. Is this me? Yeah. What is it called? Oh yeah.
Oh, I just got it. I got it. Okay, yeah. I'll put it in my tab. So that's all you got. An hour, watch an hour, and then watch it closer to Saturday so you don't forget.
Yes, I have to watch things at least 3 times.
Yeah, me too. Like when we do our recaps, I watch. Cody's like, "Are you watching the same episode of Jersey again?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I have to.
I can't do that
I'm-
with 90 Day anymore, though. I used to do that. I used to watch each 90 Day twice back when you could tell I loved the show back then, but ooh. All right,
I
so that's
do.
it. So, what's up? Any closing thoughts?
Oh, let's see what did we get ourselves into. This is going to be fun. I'm happy that we're doing this. And like I was saying, we're also working out some other stuff, like looking at other incidences in different things that we can talk about. So we'll eventually, maybe we'll get into a rhythm of stuff. But right now with John's got stuff going on that we're just going to have to play it by ear. And I know that my Candy and other chatters are like, you need to be there 10 hours a day for me, but it was killing me. I got through Daybell and then I crashed. Then I tried to pick up another trial and then that one fell through and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm emotionally drained. So
That's my shirt.
All
All right. So I think we're good, right?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yep.
All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll probably see you tomorrow for 90 Day. I can't believe I just said 90 Day out loud. Ugh, I'm already not looking forward to it, but we'll do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you on Saturday at 8 or 9. It's a date. Bye, guys. Good night.